Thank you so much for joining us on Friday Briefing. Our sign language interpreter is Meresha Owiti. Now, Donald Trump has been sworn in as the 45th President of the United States tonight. Trump declared that he will promote America First policies at home and abroad. Trump was sworn in as scattered protests erupted elsewhere in Washington. Take a look.
Right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
the
office of President of the United States
the office of President of the United States
and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
What a great honor to be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Did I get that one right?
For too long, a small group in our nation's capital has reaped the rewards of government while the people have borne the cost. Washington flourished, but the people did not share in its wealth. Politicians prospered, but the jobs left and the factories closed. The establishment protected itself, but not the citizens of our country. Their victories have not been your victories. Their triumphs have not been your triumphs. And while they celebrated in our nation's capital, there was little to celebrate for struggling families all across our land. That all changes starting right here and right now, because this moment is your moment. It belongs to you. It belongs to everyone gathered here today and everyone watching all across America. This is your day. This is your celebration. And this, the United States of America, is your country.
My colleague Akisa Wandera is going to be having a panel discussion in a few minutes in regards to the change of guard in the United States. All right, coming back home, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Chairperson Wafula Chebukati and his team of 6 commissioners have pledged to work with all stakeholders to ensure free and fair elections on August 8th.
The newly appointed IEBC commissioners converged at the Supreme Court of Kenya to take the oath of office. The ceremony was officiated by the Chief Justice. It is less than 200 days for the general election. Yet, the Commission's plans to audit the voters' register, tendering for ballot papers, and procurement of equipment to manage the integrated election system have been delayed after interested parties petitioned the courts to block the process.
Please fast-track those cases which have been filed in court, which are an embedment to the process which IEBC is carrying on. The cases which are holding IEBC from progressing towards the general election.
That I can assure you that we will do our best to have those cases finalized as quickly as possible. If there are any other cases which may arise from the electoral process, I want to take this opportunity to assure the Kenyans that the judiciary is also ready to deal with those cases and complete them within the stipulated period in the Constitution.
The IEBC boss said his team will review existing election strategic plans and roll out a long-term strategic plan that will restore confidence and trust in the institution.
We must put a stop to the connection between elections and electoral malpractices. Sometimes it ends up in violence and even death. I want to assure Kenyans that those who are found culpable of carrying out electoral malpractices, as a commission, we shall make sure they face the full force of the law.
We do not want to go back to the era when Joseph Stalin said the people who cast votes don't decide an election. The people who count the votes are the ones who decide. That we cannot afford to go back to.
I hope, Mr. Chairman, that you and your commissioners will immediately implement the part of the law that requires you to be satisfied that candidates meet the integrity test that is in the Constitution. That is a mandate that you must not take lightly. And number two, that you will discipline all persons who are in violation of the electoral process.
To help reduce suspicion in the high-stake election, Chebukati promised to create a level playing field for all contestants.
I pledge to work with all stakeholders within the law to ensure that we have a free, fair, and credible election come August 8th this year.
The commissioners will oversee the ongoing countrywide voter registration exercise. Chebukati's team has organized a prayer breakfast on Monday before officially taking office.
We need spiritual intervention to lead this process, and we don't take it for granted.
Chairman, your commissioners, welcome to this very, I don't think you need to hear it from me, a difficult assignment, but that has to be done. And destiny has chosen you to succeed the previous commission.
The fresh commissioners replaced the Isaac-led team that was kicked out of office due to credibility concerns. Chebukati has pledged to maintain an open-door policy, be impartial, and deliver a credible election in August. Patrick Amimo, KTN News, at the Supreme Court of Kenya, Nairobi.
All right, so that story leads us to a big question this evening, and we're asking, are you now more confident about the election process with the new IEBC? That team was installed today, and we're asking you, now that the team is in office, are you now confident about this election process? We'd like to hear your thoughts. The number to text in is 22155. The hashtag to use is Friday Briefing, or you can choose to tweet me directly at Betty Kyalo, and I'll be taking a look at your responses throughout the show this evening. All right, and it was day 2 of President Uhuru Kenyatta's tour of central Kenya, and he started off in Isiolo and ended up in Nyeri, mobilizing Kenyans to go out and register as voters. All right, former President Barack Obama there addressing his staff in Maryland, USA. Let's now come back home, and like I mentioned, it was day 2 of the tour of central Kenya by President Uhuru Kenyatta, and today he was in Isiolo and later on in Nyeri to mobilize Kenyans to go out and register as voters. Let's just take a look at the rundown of events.
On Day 5 of the mass voter registration sensitization exercise, President Uhuru Kenyatta entered his second day of the Mount Kenya region tour, where he has been since Thursday for the mobilization exercise. Having covered Murang'a County on his first day, Uhuru on day 2 flew to Isiolo County earlier in the day, where he toured Garbatula, Modogash, Merti and Isiolo town. The president's initial itinerary was reversed to include Isiolo. Later he arrived in Nyeri County at about 2:30 p.m. where his first stop was Kiamariga in Mathira County before proceeding to Kiawarigi, Karatina, Mukurweni, Gakendu, Othaya, Kiandu, Nyeri Town, Chaka before winding his tour by proceeding to the Sagana State Lodge. The president gave a directive to the National Registration Bureau to process IDs in 3 days to enable more people to participate in the ongoing voter registration.
Hata wale ambao hawana kitambulisho wahakikishe wamepata kitambulisho. Na tumesema kwa maafisa ambao ni jukumu lao kupatia viongozi vijana wetu vitambulisho wahakikishe wamefanya hivyo.
A stern sounding Uhuru also issued a warning to local leaders in the provincial administration who might be charging citizens a fee for processing the IDs.
Tunaelezwa kwamba kuna wengine ambao vijana wakienda kuitisha vitambulisho wanaambiwa watoe pesa. Sisi tunataka kuambia maafisa hawa hivi, muelewe. Kitambulisho ni haki ya kila mwananchi ambaye anafikisha mwaka. Unaelewana? Na tunasema kwa wananchi wa Kenya, kama kuna yeyote, ofisa yeyote, awe ni chief, awe ni sub chief, awe ni ofisa wa serikali wa cheo chochote, ambaye atakuitisha pesa ili akupatishe kitambulisho, mpige ripoti hata hii watu ya maredio na ma-TV. Kwa sababu hiyo ni haki ya kila Mkenya. Tunaelewana wenzangu?
Nyeri County was accompanied by local leaders. Other leaders included Nairobi Senator Mike Sonko and Kiambu Governor William Kabogo. In the next few days, he is expected to tour Meru, Samburu, Garissa, Kitui, Marsabit and Kajiado. Carol Derry, KTN News, Nyeri County.
Well, this comes as Court leader Raila Odinga is accusing Interior Cabinet Secretary Joseph Nkaissery of threatening to sack chiefs in opposition strongholds if they mobilize voters to register. Nkaissery was, however, today threatening chiefs with the sack if they fail to register all eligible voters, as Duncan Haimba now reports.
Day 5 of his mass registration mobilization campaign saw Court leader Raila Odinga land in Rangwen, Dhiwa constituencies in Homa Bay County. And here the opposition chief launched a scathing attack on Interior CS, accusing him of engaging in partisan politics.
Jana nimesikia bwana Nkaissery akisema ati machifu katika eneo za upinzani wasisaidie watu kuja kusajilisha. Bwana Nkaissery, nataka kumwambia yeye amepotoza njia. Amepotea njia.
Odinga claims Nkaissery is intimidating chiefs in areas perceived as opposition zones.
Kenya ni Wakenya wote. Wapinzani ni wale ambao wanaunga mkono Jubilee, wote ni Wakenya. Na chief unatakana wafanye kazi yao, maana wanapata mshahara kutoka kwa ushuru ya wananchi. Na hata eneo ya upinzani wanapiga ushuru. Hapa eneo yetu yote hapa serikali inakota pesa. Hawa machifu wana jukumu ya kufanya kazi kwa Wakenya wote bila ubaguzi.
We were recently being intimidated in parliament. Nkaissery has started intimidating chiefs and they are intimidating Kenyans.
We want to tell Uhuru that the cost of rigging this election is going to be too costly.
Contrary to allegations leveled against him by the opposition, Interior CS Joseph Nkaissery was sounding a warning to chiefs in Central Region to act or else they will be fired.
Mimi ndio waziri, kalamu yangu nikisema chief aende nyumbani, anaenda. Hata hakuna appeal. Every chief, my friend, kama sublocation yako watu haja chukua
Kwanza hapa Kiambu mmewasajili tu about 38,000 for the last 3 days out of 600. How do you bring Uhuru back? 600 votes, 600,000 votes. Unakumbuka tulishinda tu na less than 10,000 last time.
His directive seemingly confirms fears raised.
Nyinyi watu wa Central muko na over 3,700,000 vitambulisho ambayo mjachukua kura. You got to wake up. You must wake up. Na siku ile ya kuni, my friend, unaanza kucheza na huko watu wanapiga kura kila mtu, alafu sisi unasikia asubuhi tuko wapi?
But as the debate on chiefs rages on in Homa Bay County, a youth group is conducting house-to-house mobilization campaign.
Correct. Ulishaenda ukahakikisha kuwa iko kwa register. Umeenda ukahakikisha. Mio Maria tunampatia nini? Zawadi. Ukanaye Raila Amolo Odinga.
Ni kamera.
Simu ni yako. Unapiga naye simu na kupatia namba ya Raila unampigia.
Rewarding those who have registered as voters with goodies. Those still dilly-dallying are literally frog-marched to voter registration centers to do the needful. The month-long process of second phase mass registration, which kicked off on Monday, will run till 14th February. Duncan Hemba, KTN.
Well, to matters health now, the Secretary General of the Kenyan National Union of Nurses, Seth Panyako, is issuing fresh threats of a strike for the nurses if the government fails to honor an agreement for a higher allowance perk. Panyako made the announcement even as the Ministry of Health and the Council of Governors were desperately hoping to avert yet another strike, this time by clinical officers who are set to down their tools on Monday. Well, Timothy Atieno has the details.
Come 1st of February 2017, if the nurse service allowance that we were given by the government that made us to go back to work and suspend our strike will not have been paid, there will be total collapse of healthcare system in Kenya. There will be no single nurse who will report on duty anywhere in the country if that allowance has not been paid. I'm hearing some rumors, I'm hearing some innuendos that it might not be paid. Let anybody try. And if we go out from 1st of February, we will not come back until that CBA is completed, negotiated, signed, and registered in court. I am requesting the government not to let the nurses down, not to make the nurses not to trust the government. The trust will come if that nurse service allowance is paid. If it's not paid, there is no work from 1st of February. And the payment must happen within all public health facilities, including Kenyatta National Hospital and Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital.
All right, so we're about to take a break right now, but before then, let's first have a reminder of our big question, and we're asking you, are you now more confident about the election process with the new IEBC team? Remember that they were installed in office today, and so we're asking you if you are now more confident about this election process. Would like to hear your thoughts on it. Tweet me at Betty Kyalo, text 22155, or use the hashtag Friday Briefing, and shortly I'll be taking a look at your responses. Well, thank you so much, Akisa, for that discussion. Very interesting discussion. And we'll be having discussions such as those and that one in the coming days, just to unravel what this presidency is going to be like. For now, though, I want us to go straight into the guest anchor segment. I'm seeing quite a number of tweets. People are excited. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheila Mwanyiga, great to have you.
It's so good to finally meet you and to see you
so
and to be here. I'm the one who's making all the noise in the back. So if anybody was watching and hearing,
yeah, that's Sheila.
That was me.
Sheila Mwanyiga, media personality. She's been in this industry for 15 years.
Who's been counting?
Well, I've been researching.
Okay, you've definitely done your homework.
So you know what I want us to do, Sheila?
Sure.
Before we start, I want to give you the opportunity to be the right guest anchor, to do it right from the get-go. Okay. So I want you to look into this camera,
this one right here,
and just reintroduce this show.
All right.
Yeah.
Good evening, Kenya. We do hope you're well and have had a beautiful week. Welcome to KTN Friday Briefing with Betty Kyalo and Sheila Mwanyiga.
Oh my God.
How's that?
I think at this point I should just hand things over. Like, this is where I sit.
No,
This is my iPad. Here you are. Just take over.
I want to sit with you.
You sound so good.
No, you're so good to me. Please keep talking.
Who's interviewing who, Sheila?
No, actually, Betty.
Tell us.
There's a lot that's been said about you over the past few months.
Tell
I bet
me.
everybody has been dying to ask the
Tell
question.
me about
so,
it.
darling, what would you like to say? The words.
The words.
The tweets.
The tweets.
The comments.
Okay, can we be serious, Sheila?
Okay, fine, serious.
I see where this is going south.
No, it
okay.
won't go south.
So, let's talk about Sheila Mwanyiga, yeah?
Okay.
And you know, I used to listen to you when I was, I don't want to say growing up because I don't want to allude to you.
No, I'm young forever.
You're young forever, and I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I used to listen to you, and when I used to go to university, every day on my way to university, and I used to she has such an amazing voice. At what point did you decide, okay, you know what, I want to do this? Is this someone who told you like, whoa, Sheila, you have an amazing voice, you gotta try this?
No. Radio found me. I didn't look for it. And I always believe if God sent you to do something somewhere, it doesn't matter where you go and how you hide and what you do. Eventually you will find that place where you're supposed to be. I started out singing, and I went to sing just so that I could finish my university.
How is that?
I was at the University of Nairobi, and I was on the HELB loans, but then the HELB...
Just like me.
Everybody was on HELB.
Yeah.
And so they said to me, we can't keep funding you because your parents are police officers. Both of them are alive, so we can't give you this funding. You've got to go figure it out for yourself. And I was thinking, I'm in my, third year?
Yeah.
I can't be dropping out now, so what is in my hands? And I thought, I can sing, I can record commercials, and so I went to look for the Ted Josiahs and the David Mureitis at the time, just so that I could find paid for work as a background singer or a commercial, voice-over artist. And from there, it just sort of picked up, and then one afternoon, Caroline was at Capital FM, and she said to me, I want to interview you about something that you've done. And so I went and we had a chat. And afterwards, she said, there's some guys who are setting up a station, and they've just called me, and they want to speak with you. What is your plan? I just finished main campus. I did graduate, thank you very much. And I said, I want to go and teach. I want to go and learn and get my master's degree and then hopefully become a teacher.
A teacher?
Yes, I was going to become a lecturer in sociology because I love it. and so afterwards I said, well, I don't have money for this course, but if these guys are going to give me a job, maybe I can save up for it, and then I can go and become this wonderful lecturer. And Kiss FM started, and this is this, and that is that, and here we are.
And here we are. And the thing is, I like that you say that, you had to make it happen. You had to make it work.
Yeah.
So you've said that you can sing.
Yes, I
will
can.
drop a line.
What do you want me to
say?
sing?
Something. Say something.
You know now you got my number, and I got yours. You'll have to send me the funds.
I'll send you. Just give me an invoice. But
I love anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to sing this little light of mine. I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm going to let it shine. This little light of mine and yours, we're gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Yes! Now you're gonna be my background singer. We'll be over here, you'll be doing the
start
moves.
a band, a girl band.
We can start anything. And that's the truth.
That's such an amazing story, and I'm sure there are young girls who are watching and they're inspired by the fact that, you were out there looking for HELB loans.
Yeah.
Like started from the bottom, right?
From the bottom. With police officers, we didn't have much money. Sometimes people look at me and say, oh, I bet you don't know what it's like to go through hard times. I know what it's like to go through hard times. And that is life. You will have to go through hard times. But God's given us giftings and special talents that will create room for us. Sometimes it may not be a very big place, but it will take you from one place to the other. And something small goes into something bigger, but you've just got to keep going.
You just got to keep going. I like that. So one of the questions, when I said you're coming on the show, I think the day before yesterday, the one question that everybody was asking is, where has she been, since your exit from radio? What have you been doing?
Well,
we know about Sheila Lives
Out Loud. And Rembesha. I've got a hair and beauty magazine and directory. It's a print and digital magazine that is specifically for people within the hair and beauty industry, because this is one industry that's just been left out in terms of budgets. You know, they've got smaller budgets, they don't play with a lot of money, yet they start businesses and somewhere along the way they end up closing. And it's sometimes simply because not enough people know about your brand, know about your product. And if you go to the magazines or you go to the radio stations, the costs of advertising are very high. And if you think about it, we've got big telecom companies, we've got banks, and they advertise. If you sit back and as a small business owner, the one thing I like to say to them is, if the big telecoms and the banks will still have budgets for advertising, then you too must have something aside for advertising, because there are people who need to find you, and they won't just find you because you opened here and you just here and you hope that whoever is here with you, no, you've got to talk about the good things that you've got. Advertising still works, and so Rembesha is my little baby. I thought about it, dreamt about it from 2007, and from last year we got going, and it's been 7 crazy months. But beautiful months.
And all of them you're on the cover.
Oh yes, darling.
Yeah,
Oprah
it's like an
only
Oprah
should be on
moment
the
right there.
We can do this. I mean, you know, sometimes you look for people, and it became easier for me to do that because we did some research, and I realized, you know, there are ladies over 30 who are like, this Sheila, oh, what is she up to now? And then there are ladies who are 18 and they're like, oh, Sheila. So let's check. And then, you know, sometimes finding the proper celebrities. Now you know you're my new best friend.
Oh,
so
really?
maybe you'll be on the next cover.
Maybe we'll see.
Gosh,
but can I really, I don't know, we'll see.
No, but then finding people also at short notice and booking in advance became a bit tricky. So we said, let's just go with what we know for now. And then we can expand to covers with the Bettys and the Julies.
Oh, all right,
very
lovely.
possible.
So let's talk also about Sheila Lives Out Loud.
Yes.
What is that concept all about, and why did you also decide to, you know, start doing these videos? I mean, you've been on TV, you're such a sensation. So,
wow.
So
just listening to you describe me, I'm thinking, who's that girl?
It's you, Sheila. So how did you end up there, and are you happy doing that?
I'm extremely happy. It was a trip to Estonia earlier last year that helped me understand that what we're doing with the internet, with social media as Kenyans, is not enough. We can use that same platform. In as much as we like to send the jokes and
the memes,
you know, someone tells somebody something because it needs to be done now. And that's fun. But then we can create businesses. We can go beyond entertaining or venting or letting out our frustrations or on people or circumstances or situations. How about we tell stories that mainstream media will not pick up? And what I'm so happy, God sends me these stories.
Really?
Yes, he does. I know that sounds, you know, like
no, I mean,
some
if he
Saturn
does.
dinny now.
No, if he does, he
beats
does.
the drum a little bit.
Or the smoke and stuff.
Yeah, there's a story coming. No, but I'm telling you, this is the truth. In every recording when we sit down, if you look at the people who show up for the recordings of Sheila Lives Out Loud, these are people who I didn't purposely set out to look for. The call is put out on social media, and the people who respond and the things that they put on the table, it's beyond me. I couldn't make it happen. I couldn't plan for it. And I know it's a bigger hand that's directing and guiding these people to come to the show.
So wait, is it just anybody who can come on the show? Is there a particular criteria that you use?
Well, the show is based on 3 pillars: live, love, grow. People who are living amazing lives in extraordinary circumstances. It's not about the money. It's just a life story that you listen to and you think, oh wow. It teaches you something from that life story. And then it's love. One of the things I loved doing when I used to work on radio was, you know, talk about love. Talk about relationships.
And you'd play the R&B
and then
music.
I'd play you the really good songs.
And Joe Thomas and Good Girls.
Yeah.
I remember.
Fun times. Maybe one day we'll make it happen. Who knows?
That's where I'm coming to right now.
And then the last pillar is grow. People who are going to teach you something. It could be a place you've never been to. It could be the art of finance, something that you never thought about or paid attention to, but just somebody who's going to teach you and school you about something that you never knew. And so based on those three pillars, the guests revolve around that. And I love that so many of the guests...
So it's not just celebrities like Sheila Moniga?
No. In fact, I can count how many celebrities we've had on the show. We've had Amani, and we've had Hart and Webby. The rest have all been real-life stories. There's a man, Kenyan stories told from... You know, we all have something to share and put on the table. And mainstream media, sometimes, because the bigger stories, the bigger events that are happening around the world. Yes. But other than that, they're stories that we should be listening to as Kenyans. They're stories we should be telling our children, because this is what life is. Life isn't just about pretty pictures on Instagram and the tweet. And no. Real life is that at some point you are going to need dialysis. Your kidneys will stop working. Then your brother is going to donate a kidney. And what's that like? What does that dynamic mean for the family? Real life is you're going to be a young girl. You'll move to the city and you'll fall in love with a boy. And you find out he's married and you're pregnant and he disowns you and abandons you. And here you are pregnant with a baby on the way, and you're living on the streets of Nairobi. These are real stories.
And are you likely to put that on TV? Because, I mean, the content sounds really, really good.
Well, again, it's as directed. It's no longer... It has my name on it, but it's really the phase of my life where I am. It's about living out loud. It's about saying, this is the lot that I have been given, and this is the best thing that I'm going to do with this life. If it is going to move to television, so be it. But for now, there's this wonderful place called the internet, where you watch what you want, when you want, how you want.
For as long as you want.
Exactly, because in every story, there's other things you pick up as you listen. And so I'm just so excited about this space.
I can tell.
And I hope you have subscribed.
I have. I did that.
Did you click on notifications?
I did.
You're my new best friend forever.
So let's also talk about radio. I mean, will you ever go back? We miss you.
I miss...
Did you miss it?
I miss radio. It's one of those places where every day is not the same. And one of my biggest mentors, Phil Matthews, used to say to me, you're going to say the same thing over and over. Not just for a month, for years. Because the politicians will still lie. The drama's still going to happen. Men and women are still going to cheat in relationships. It's nothing new. But it's just the context. It's just the people who you will interact with on the radio that makes it new, that makes it exciting, that makes it fun, that makes you think, hey, you mean it can go like this.
So what do you miss most about being on radio?
The callers, the people. Oh my gosh, I had the best. You were one of my
I was one of the listeners, by the way. Only that I used to call, but you'd never go through.
No, it would be a little
just like there waiting, like, wow, Sheila, please pick up mine. But nothing.
Don't worry. See, now we're friends.
Now we're friends.
Now afterwards,
moving forward.
Okay. But really, I miss the callers. I remember one woman, I think the Mexican soaps had just started and they were everywhere. And so she calls me and she says, Sheila, Aki, I need you to hook me up with a Mexican. And I'm like, what do you mean? A Mexican? So she said, yeah. And so where are they? Oh, I go to everywhere. See, after Indian nation, enter to Simame and get me a Mexican. I mean, I miss those callers. They used to make me happy. They teach me things. I would cry. I think with radio, you work a lot more with what you're saying and with what's going on in your mind. Radio is so connection-based because you don't see this person talking. And it's just about what they're saying to you and how they present it to you. So that is my first love. I love.
All right.
Yeah.
Moving forward.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Yes, best friend.
So this year, what is Sheila going to be? I mean, you have Rembesha, which is really doing well. I've been following up.
Yay! And we're coming to see you. That's our place.
And then you also, of course, have Sheila Lives Out Loud.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you're putting your efforts or your work in? Mm-hmm.
Yes, there is. A couple of years ago, I went back to school for my master's, and I graduated in I've got a MA in medical sociology.
Hey, salute!
Don't let this keep fool you. We got brains, got a lot happening.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
But, what do you mean? Oh, really? Hello.
Wait, just answer the question.
I'm just kidding. No, but so afterwards, the work that I did, it was, published in the International Journal of Social Sciences. Yes, my thesis.
But do you say?
No, it's the truth. So now there's a German press, a university publishing house that has picked up the thesis and is making it into a book. So I'm looking into that and working on, you never stop learning. And even after you print things, you still go back to your work and start saying, okay, how do we make this into a book? So I'm currently working together with my supervisor on getting the book published. And in case you were wondering what was the thesis is the socialization on sexuality of Kenyan urban youth by FM radio stations. I just kept thinking, this
what informed that?
It came from, we have a society, when it comes to matters sexuality, discussing these things is very difficult. You'll find a lot of parents will not sit down with their kids to tell them what is and what is not. And so kids are learning from other sources. But in the same breath, we've got people complaining about certain shows and saying they're too heavily sexual. So it was just saying, go back to the youth who are really the biggest listeners of radio. What do you want to hear? What are you hearing? What do you agree with? When do you want to hear certain things? What things do you want to hear more of? What do you want to hear less of? That's what that thesis was all about.
That's interesting. And now it's going to be a book.
And it's going to be a book. If you're going to go back to school, and it's in line with, I love, everything connects with each other, because just a few weeks ago I was in Germany with a team from the Ministry of Education, including the CS of Education, and it was simply about saying, as Kenyans, our system needs to change. We need to stop creating and having degrees that don't work for us. So you'll find people who've got degrees, but you're not doing what you studied. But when I look at the body of work and what I've been able to create, it's relevant to me. Every course that I took, even the writing, is all relevant to a career in media, and saying, if I'm ever going to go back to radio, I already know, watch out for this, watch out for this. Add more of this and you're going to be successful with this kind of audience. And so it's just saying, read, learn, understand, attack. And I think I just forgot what the question was.
No, it's fine. It's about what the thesis is all about.
Okay.
So now, of course, I can't let you go without asking.
What, is it time to go already?
No, wait.
I don't want to go. I'm not going.
No, we're not yet done. I want you to read the news. I know you're going to ace it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, It's just that you have to do it. But she'll be so good at it. I'll feel like I need to hand my job over to you.
No, you cannot. You must not. You do a
so as we walk,
job.
Let's walk to the news.
Again, if there's a catwalk situation. How? Okay.
At your pace.
At my pace, please.
At your pace,
Not too tight. Don't come too close to
not too close, not too close.
Okay.
And I love your neck piece. It's amazing.
Oh, can I now say the shout-out situation? This is by Niku Chana.
Do you have some Luya blood? Because, we like to...
You've got a Luya situation?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, these stories are going to happen later on.
I'll tell you at 10:30 when we're...
Yeah, 10:30 we're on. It's done by a designer. He's called Niku Chana.
Okay.
Niku Chana
Lovely.
Singh. And it's his birthday.
Happy birthday, Niku Chana.
Happy birthday, Niku. Thank you so very much.
She's going to take over my show. I see that.
No.
Like,
I'm not gonna.
Can I just go home right now?
Help me.
There.
Help Sheila.
Okay, all right. There we go.
Chair. Can we get some Madunde-friendly chairs?
Sheila.
Something,
so meanwhile, back at the ranch,
girl.
are you dating? Back at the ranch.
These are the stories for 10:30.
I was just wondering. I'm sure. Are you seeing somebody so that,
No comprende, please, señorita. Ay, papito.
So?
Well, dating. Dating is a very difficult thing to do.
It is.
Yes. Hi, I like your hair.
Okay, so we'll go back to that question later on. But for now, let her do what she's...
Okay, so what
she knows how to do best, yeah? So now, you know how this thing goes, right? But then, so there is the story. You can say the auto cue clearly?
Yeah.
Perfect. So then you don't even need this backup
Oh, so this is the back. Why didn't you just tell me? Look at the
Yeah,
screen.
you know, manual backup, electronic manual
señorita,
backup.
my new best friend. Oh.
So you introduce
so
yourself.
difficult. Why?
And then, just try. All right, so introduce yourself and take it away.
What? So complete with the KTN Friday briefing?
Everything. You can
The
see
works.
the back is the KTN Friday briefing.
And I say hi to my mom. Hi, Mama. I love you. She's watching.
I've
Huh?
met her before. She's
You
a
have?
nice. Yeah.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
Did she buy you?
She didn't buy me anything.
Sodas?
She didn't.
No. Okay, she will. Okay. Hello, everybody. I swear this news bulletin is going to be the
You
best.
just get
Okay,
to
fine.
it.
Good evening and welcome to KTN, the Friday briefing. My name is Sheila Monega with Betty Kyalo, who's taking pictures. This is my good side. Okay, sorry, and the news continues. Do you see why I could not do this TV news anchoring?
By the way,
it's more than looks. It's about reading the situation.
My director is saying, can we just...
Okay, can we just read it?
Can
Hi,
we just-
director. Hi. Okay. Now, the ceremony that ushered in Donald Trump as president was perhaps a more precise affair than what is often witnessed in many countries. But did you know that it was preceded by rather chaotic scenes of violence? And yes, police had to engage in running battles with the not-so-happy protesters. Sounds familiar? Take a look.
To protect our interests. I mean, that's for
Gambia.
sure.
Also the Gambia's interests.
Gambia, you know, they have their own issues.
Mapambano continues.
Mapambano, I'm telling you. This chick, I think, honestly, Joageo, my managing editor, I think she needs to come up and we share a set. It'll be so awesome, right?
I think
Betty and Sheila live out
That
loud.
sounds like Betty and Louise. And what was that nice movie where they drove off the Thelma and Louise? Yes.
So I've just gotten feedback from my managing editor, Joageo. Yeah, he's just
Hi, Joe.
he says
Yes, sir.
that the fact that you can say Mapambano and Steto in studio is, you know, you'd need a bit of, polishing. Like,
I'm still a diamond in the rough. Don't worry, but I can shine bright when all is said and done.
Wow. What are we... Can we go for a break?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we
can do
definitely
whatever
just
you
need...
want.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Break time.
Sheila, so take us on a break. Like
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, it's all about the business.
Oh! Trump walked in after taking oath of office earlier today. Financial markets took caution on investing in stocks for major markets worldwide. Locally, the benchmark NSE 20 share index lost 57.26 points or 1.93% during the week to stand at 2,913.84. So what can we expect from a Donald Trump presidency? KTN's Joy Doreen Brewer spoke to business experts.
If you look at in totality, though there are no specific areas touching on Kenya, but if you look at African and other emerging markets put together, they are likely not to have much significant benefit from the Trump presidency.
We're moving from Barack Obama into Trump, and Trumponomics promises to be quite, I can say, alarming.
If people feel that we are coming to have challenges, even sustaining our fight in Somalia, maybe from funding or technical support or the kind of father figure that we had in the US, then we actually sit at a weaker position. So these are the questions we need to really look at and understand that in the geopolitics things, Kenya stands to be among the losers.
Kenya is set to receive modern hybrid long-distance passenger trains for the standard gauge railway in February. The 5 passenger locomotives are part of the 58 locomotives expected in the country prior to the launch of the standard gauge railway in June 2017. The ultra-modern 6,000-litre diesel-powered locomotives can run at a top speed of 158 kilometers per hour with an overall length of 220 meters. Kenya Railways will receive 40 passenger coaches with the economy class accommodating 118 passengers in each coach and 72 in the first-class coach. The coaches also have state-of-the-art interiors, food service areas, Wi-Fi, among other modern comforts. Once completed, the SGR will carry up to 1 million passengers per annum with 2 pairs of trains running per day for the first 4 years. The number of trips from the 4th year of operation will increase to 3 pairs of trains per day, giving a total of 1.5 million passengers per year. SGR will also run freight trains with 54 double-stack flat wagons, raising Kenya's total economic production by at least 1.5%. Now, as Donald Trump officially takes office, the fate of immigrants living and working in the United States remains uncertain. But a Kenyan restaurant owner in Washington, D.C. is optimistic that all will come around and business will normalize soon after. Well, Katie and Zabi Agina spoke to him on this week's edition of Transformers.
Well, setting up a business in the diaspora is considered as a Herculean task. Many start, but not many are able to consider themselves successful. But for one man, Kevin Anyona, here in the United States, he has made it, and let's give you a taste and a secret to his recipe. Meet Kevin Anyona, a Kenyan chef based in Washington, D.C. in the United States. Kevin is among the few Kenyans who have carved a niche in the highly lucrative food industry in America. His restaurant goes by the name Swahili Village and is one of the top joints for many Africans living abroad. Architectural designs. As we walk into the entrance, Kevin tells me he built the facility from scratch to what it is today, a favorite for many food lovers. Kevin, a family man, did not have it all easy when he started off.
First, financing, licensing, being able to make sure that you're compliant.
His desire to tap the taste buds saw him train in matters cooking. This yards took him at least 4 years of intense learning.
I was not trained to be a chef, but I had this passion that I wanted to be a chef.
On average, Kevin's restaurant handles about 300 customers per day, which earns him $10,000 or $1 million Kenya shillings.
The request I get here every day is that please come to our city. Please bring this to our city. I have people travel from New York to come here in Maryland to eat and go back to New York. New Jersey, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, literally.
A plate of food would cost one about $50. Of his clientele, only 10% are Kenyans, leaving West Africans as his largest partakers.
But we have a steady growing population of Americans who are beginning to fall in love with this food in a way that, I am amazed at.
His signature dish is tilapia, which is the highest selling. Other meals such as nyama choma, ugali, are part of his menu. Plans are in top gear to introduce other dishes, with demand for exotic vegetables being his biggest headache, especially on getting a consistent supplier.
Kenya has a lot of rich food. Like, for instance, we don't have githeri yet. I want to bring githeri in as part of our everyday vegetarian meal, and I think it has potential to do extremely well.
Kevin is now looking to franchise his brand at airports and other states in the USA. His message to budding entrepreneurs is:
you must never let a challenge step in the way of your success if you're passionate about it.
Abi Agina, KT News for Transformers.
Good, man. It's got flavor, it is authentic, it's original.
So usually around this time we usually have Mind Your Language with Willis, the word master, but we do apologize from the deepest part of our hearts that today we are having a technical problem connected to him live in Kisumu County, and therefore we will not have that segment today, but we will be having that resume next week. We do apologize, and we'll make it up next week with Willis, the word master. All right, so now I want to take a break, but coming up shortly is sports news.
An action-packed and sporty day it has been. A very good evening and welcome to today's edition of KTN Sports. My name is Moses Wahisi. Today we start with matters to do with Soya Awards, where Vivian Cheruiyot has challenged the young sportsmen and also the women in the country to step up their game so that they fly the countries high. Cheruiyot said this after being crowned the Sports Personality of the Year 2016 at Safaricom Soya Awards here in Nairobi. Olympic champion Eliud Kipchoge, on the other hand, was able to bag the Men's Sportsman of the Year award. Robinson Okenya gives us more details.
The winner is Vivian Cheruiyot. Vivian Cheruiyot!
After a stellar season in 2016, Vivian Cheruiyot was crowned as the best sports person of the year in the country in the 13th edition of the Safaricom Soya Awards in Nairobi. Pocket Rocket, as she is commonly referred to, won gold in 5,000 meter and silver in the 10,000 meter in the Olympics. She also won the Sportswoman of the Year, trouncing the likes of 1,500 meter Olympic champion Faith Chepngetich and Olympic marathon champion Jemima Sumgong. Cheruiyot, who will be switching from the track to the road in 2017, beginning with the London Marathon, challenged young athletes to rise to the occasion and follow in her footsteps.
I'm so happy because I've been running for the last 17 years, and I want to challenge upcoming athletes that if Vivian is still getting awards in Soya Awards since 17 years ago, where is the young athletes?
Sportsman of the Year is Eliud Kipchoge.
Olympic marathon gold medalist Eliud Kipchoge beat World 7 Series top try scorer Collins Injera and Olympic 3,000 meter steeplechase gold medalist Conseslus Kipruto to be crowned the Sportsman of the Year. In his speech, Kipchoge said he will be seeking to run a marathon under 2 hours in 2017.
May I beg all of you to wish me luck as I prepare to go beyond the human limitation by involving myself to the project Breaking 2.
The doping talk will not go unnoticed as the chief guest, Ethiopian great Haile Gebrselassie, urged the sports fraternity in the country to stick to clean ways of winning.
Please, I ask you, the minister is here and all sports people are here. Please, let's work together, let's sweat and fight for our innocent athletes, innocent sport people here.
Other winners of the night included Rugby Sevens team, who won the Team of the Year, while the Harambee Starlets were the Women's Team of the Year. Tennis Kenya was the Federation of the Year as Jose Openda walked away with the Coach of the Year trophy. With Vivian Cheruiyot winning the overall Sports Personality of the Year 2016 and throwing a challenge at the upcoming athletes and sportsmen in Kenya, the floor is now open to see how the country will perform in different fields in 2017. Robinson Okenye, KTN Sports.
Thank you, Robinson. And now to matters of athletics. Helen Osando-Obiri continued with an impressive performance to win the Kenya Defence Forces Cross-Country Championship, while Emmanuel Kipsang defended his men's title at the Thika Barracks. The reigning Olympics 5,000 meter silver medalist beat a classy lineup that includes Olympic marathon champion Jemima Sumgong, defending champion Sheila Chepkurui, and also Jocelyn Jepkosgei. Obiri, the 2012 World Indoor champion and also the 3,000 meters gold medalist, clocked 32 minutes, 49.08 seconds for the victory ahead of Sumgong, who finished in the second position. In the men's race, defending champion Emmanuel Kipsang narrowly won the race after a tough battle with Franklin Keitany. Kipsang timed 29 minutes, 19.19 seconds, while Keitany clocked 29 minutes, 20.0 seconds.
Tumekuwa na Samkong, so hii game itakuwa rahisi kupata. Tumekuwa na wachezaji wengi na nimefurahia kuwin kwa KDF.
I'm seeing that my preparation for the trial for World Cross is actually in a good way.
Matters cross country, about 200 athletes are expected to participate in the National Prisons Cross Country, which will be held this Saturday at the Uhuru Gardens here in Nairobi. The championship will be used to select a Kenyan prisons team for the next year's National Cross Country Championship. Abul Ahmed gives us more details.
The selection process for the IAAF World Cross Country Championships gets underway this weekend, with Athletics Kenya Discipline Service affiliates picking their teams for the national contest. At the Uhuru Gardens in Nairobi, the Kenya Prisons team is training hard ahead of its national cross country slated for Saturday, with their tactician confident that they will have a proper team.
To expect a lot of a very good competition. It will be so exciting.
Tumejiandaa vilivyo, timu yangu ilikuwa essential for 10 days. Na vile nimeangalia wako tayari kupambana na mikoa mingine ama regions zingine.
Even Pekele, when he came to Coast, he could not finish the race because of the weather. But for us, Coast, we are going to do our best.
6 athletes from each of the 10 prisons branches countrywide will battle it out in 3 categories: the 10-kilometer race for both men and women, and the 8-kilometer relay, which will be introduced for the first time.
Ready position, exercise, begin.
Maandalizi imekuwa mzuri, so ninatarajia nikimbie mzuri.
Let us learn towards the best, and I believe the best athlete will make it.
We have got a new blood in the team. People like Mangata Ndiwa also is there. So at the end of tomorrow, we'll be having a very strong team compared to the last years.
Some of the elite athletes expected to grace the event includes 10,000 meters African champion Ali Saprot, Thomas Longosiwa, Olympic bronze medalist Margaret Ombuinya Irera, among others. It will be, however, an epic encounter with new talents eager to spoil the favorites' party. The cross-country will be used to select a team that will represent Kenya Prisons in the National Cross-Country Championships, which will be held on the 18th of February in Nairobi. Abula Ahmed, KTN Sports, Nairobi.
Thank you very much, Abula, for that piece. Now, KCB head tactician, that is Curtis, is ready for this weekend's Kenya Cup fixture that will be pitting his side against Mean Machine on Saturday afternoon as they seek to extend their lead on the standings, where they have been able to bag 32 points, 2 points clear second place Kenya Harlequins. Jacob Oji, last year's overall top try scorers, and also Darwin Mkidza, together with Collins Wanjara, are among the players that are expected to star during that outing.
It's a lot different because they have more of runners than hard hitters. Last week we prepared for hard hitters who are Nakuru, they're hard hitters rather than runners. Playing Machine, they're runners rather than hard hitters. So I mean, still adequate preparation. Every game is hard in Kenya Cup. Every game is hard in Kenya Cup. We're not taking anything for granted, but we're happy for the win. Each step, God gives us victory, give thanks to Him, and we work on to the next.
We're not getting our feet off the pedal for any team. So every team that comes our way, we take it with the same momentum, take it with the same strength.
And that's all we had time for in today's edition of KTN Sports. My name is Moses Wahisi. Do have a lovely night.
All right, so we're about to wind things up here on Friday Briefing, but before then we had a big question. And we had asked you earlier on, are you now more confident about the election process with the new IEBC? And looking at the results, 31% say yes, that you are confident about the election process, but 40% say no, you still need some convincing. And 29% say, I'm not sure, I'm 50-50 if I'm confident or not. So let's hope that will change as the months to the elections, go by. For now, let me bring in my co-anchor, who I love so much. You're so cool.
You're the best.
So the thing is, I'm seeing a number of tweets saying, you guys look like sisters. Actually, we should question
heritage.
Yes.
No, why question? We should celebrate.
We should celebrate it.
Heritage.
So now, before we wind up, so what do you do when you're not doing Rembesha and shooting Sheila Lives Out Loud?
This is the one thing nobody ever tells you about business. If you're moving from employment to now creating the job, you're constantly on the clock.
Really?
Yes. I was meant to go on a small holiday in November. January's ending and I still haven't gone.
Here. Yeah.
And so the travel agent keeps saying, well, Sheila, it's going to expire.
Yeah.
Because you book in advance and you think, yes, I'm going to do this. And now you're constantly on the clock. However, I like I'm going to tell you something that I haven't told anybody. Last year, I had back surgery.
Oh, really?
Yes. It was an insane year. And it, was halfway through launching the magazine and then spending the next 6 months in recovery.
6 months?
Yes, yes.
What had happened? Okay.
Many years ago, I had a car crash. I was in a car crash many years ago. And, yes.
10 things you do not know about Sheila.
I know, 5 will shock you. Ooh.
Number 5 will shock you.
Yes, and so when that happened, I was fine. When you go in for checkups, you don't see, they look for the broken bones and things like that, but they don't check on cracks. And I had a few discs crack.
Right.
And as a result of the time, the disc matter came out, and eventually it was just a mess with the nerves in the spine. But to cut a long story short, I'm fine. I'm on the move.
Intense.
And now I just, the things we take for granted.
Yeah.
Simple things like just turning in your bed. Like, we take a lot of things for granted. But, I mean, the past few months have been relearning certain things and accepting that some things may have to just not be part of my lifestyle anymore. But then you get little green lights and so, yeah. What do I like and enjoy to do? The simple things. I like to walk. I like to spend time with family. I like to read. And I like to be here with you and driving through the traffic. It was a mess.
I know.
Please move. Betty's waiting for me. Please move.
Thank you so much. It's been so amazing having you here.
Thank you for having me.
I wish we could do this, often. Like, we do this
often
next
on my
this
show
Friday.
now. Because I
on
came to your show, so you come to my show.
And then so I come to your show, then you come to mine after like 2 months. Then, we just keep,
do that.
switching.
Sheila lives out loud.
All right. Sheila and Betty.
And then we can live out loud and do all sorts of fantastic
Yeah,
things.
we'll do crazy things. Okay.
Crazy things?
We have
what
to.
What kind of crazy things, please?
Like cook some
That's not crazy.
spaghetti and meatballs.
Please, mamita. The cooking not crazy.
What did you say again when we were there? Mapambano.
Yeah. Was it wrong to say that?
Mapambano.
Mapambano.
I mean, you've
not
said
mapambano.
Oh, not mapambano.
Please bring it. Where? When you're throwing stones, there's no mapambano. Wapi mawe. No. It's a mapambano. And then you carry a boulder like
carry
this.
that big boulder.
It's away on your shoulder.
Hi. I'm being told to wind up. Why do we have to wind up? Thank you so much, Sheila Mwanyika. It's been amazing having you in studio. Please come back again and again.
Oh, yes, I will.
Sawa.
Subscribe.
Deal.
Sheila Lives Out Loud.
Please subscribe. Yes. Sheila Lives Out Loud. Yeah? Let's follow her. She has amazing stuff. Hiya. So thank you so much for watching Friday Briefing. I'm Betty Kyalo.
What? I'm Sheila Mwanyika. That one came from where? How now?
Shira. She just
Shira Mwanyika. I said Sheila Mwanyika.
Because I said Barry.
I said Barry. I was like, who's Barry, man? Harry Barry.
All right. Thank you so much, Shira Mwanyika, for your time on Friday Briefing. This was so much fun. Okay, it's illegal to have this much fun when you're working. Yeah. Serious. Okay, we wind up now. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. Don't do crazy things. Don't do bad things. Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, don't cook. No cooking.
They have to
cook. Cooking is crazy.
Cook some nice. Okay, and then we'll be having a rerun of the inauguration or swearing-in ceremony of Donald Trump on KTN News. So don't go away. It's going to be coming up in a few minutes. Sheila, wambie kwaheri.
Haya basi, kwaheri.
Kwaherini.
We'll see you on the highway. And if you see both of us somewhere clubbing, by the bottle.